Hello tea timers, hope you've got your tea and it's a nice cup of something delicious. So you're all addicted to tea now? Okay, so what I'm going to show you this week, I'm going to dive into a little bit on acrylics, and this is a fabulously fast, fun thing that you can do. You're going to need titanium white, and I've got ultramarine blue. Now I use Winsor & Newton Galleria, but if you just have some acrylic paints hanging around, just have a go with those. So I'm just going to squeeze out a little blob of the white and then a tiny bit of the blue. I think that's probably enough blue. And then I probably should have just plopped it onto this little mat board. And what I'm going to do with this very cheap brush, this is part of a brush set from the children's section at IKEA. And you get 6 brushes for about $3. So even though normally I spend a bit more than that on my brushes, this is actually a fun set. Well, let me get a little more blue into this. Not using too much blue, but I want a bit more than I had to give it colour. Now the one fun thing about a decent quality acrylic paint is you get this lovely creamy texture. I haven't added any water to this and my brush is completely dry. So you can very lightly just brush back and forth. This is what's called a mat board. It's just a little board that has the canvas on it. You can also buy very cheap acrylic canvases, and I like the mat board because it doesn't bounce when I'm going back and forth with my brushes, so I use it a lot. I use the mat boards a lot with my painting, but it's really a matter of preference and what you really like. So you see how I'm just going back and forth and I'm blending these colors in. I'm going to get some blue paint on my fingers now holding this other end. But just doing that is actually rather enjoyable and relaxing. So you see now I've got this plain blue board, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to pop that on the side to dry, and voila, I have my already made one. So when I'm teaching, one of the things I encourage is to try and find interesting ways to make shapes, patterns. It doesn't have to be with a brush. So I'm going to show you a little technique here. So you just get a little blob of white paint on your fingertip and you just very gently swirl. I might have to put some more white paint out on my plate because I used all mine. I don't want to get the blue smudged into it. So let me just put some clean white away from my blue. This is a great little fun thing you can do with your kids or grandkids. If you want to be the best granny in the world, do a little painting project with your grandkids. But just swirl very lightly with your finger and you will start producing clouds. Now, what you want to try and do is make the clouds a little fatter in the middle and then make them skinnier at the ends. Otherwise, you'll end up with a ball. And also another thing you don't want to do when you're doing this is just keep going round and round and round in the same place, because what you'll do is you'll eventually wear a hole in the middle. So you see how I'm wisping around the edge. So I'm not actually adding more paint, I'm just pulling away from that middle. So I'm getting these wispier edges to my clouds. So you can see that it is heavier in the middle. So if you look at clouds, there's all sorts of different clouds. I mean, if you're a homeschooler, you could use this as a part of a little unit study on clouds, and you could do this for showing what each cloud looks like. So this would be your cumulus ones, and then you could do one with the cirrus and the other clouds. I can't remember all the names, but anyway. So how about that for a fun and fast little art project? So if you're doing a painting and you need clouds in the sky, use your fingertip instead of your brush if you're using acrylics. So that's a great fun little project. You can use this on an actual painting, or you can make just cloud paintings and enjoy. That wasn't too difficult, was it? I bet you're going to be so excited when you show people your fabulous cloud paintings. I will see you next week, and we will have some more tea time fun. Have a great week.